Hello there. 38 days to Freedom Day, and still no one has the kahunas to put these Brexit talks out of their, or more accurately our, misery. Firstly, please subscribe and like this video to give my channel a boost. And I'm always uploading new content, so please do check back daily. And a big thanks to my Patreon and PayPal supporters. Yes, just 38 days to go before the end of the Brexit Implementation Period, or transition phase, and the UK and EU trade negotiators are doggedly hanging on in there. Anyone would think they're being paid by the hour. Both sides stand firm, fiercely defending their red lines, while deadline after deadline passes them by unnoticed. And all the while rumours surface by the dozen and are dashed on the rocks of the next deadline. Businesses on both sides of the channel must be looking on with ever-growing bewilderment as the politicians soldier on regardless. Business, after all, needs some sort of certainty, even if that certainty is a bit of short-term pain while they get used to new trading realities. But it looks like the politicians have decided that taking this whole process to the wire is the only way to save face and be able to apportion blame once the dust has settled should we end up with a no-deal Brexit. First we had the Boris Johnson mid-October deadline that was swiftly dropped. Then the end of October, and I think there's already been 2 or 3 this month. And the deadline set last week for tomorrow has already been ditched and moved another week to next Tuesday. And still those red lines refuse to budge. So the latest is that the UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson will be getting on the blower with the EU Commission President Ursula von der Leyen sometime later this week to see if they can break the logjam. With the Daily Mail reporting, Boris Johnson will intervene in post-Brexit trade talks with the European Union this week as he tries to personally break the negotiating stalemate, it was claimed today. The Prime Minister is said to be preparing to call Ursula von der Leyen, the President of the European Commission, in a last-ditch bid to get the deal over the line. And one UK source told The Telegraph, "The negotiators are nearly there on an awful lot of things, but the areas of disagreement, state aid in particular, cuts across a lot of other areas. We are not in the final moments yet, but this week will see the start of the final push. I would expect that at some point this week the Prime Minister or Ursula von der Leyen will have to make an intervention." Now, if I remember, they did this a couple of weeks ago, to no avail. All that happened was they ended up instructing their negotiators, Michel Barnier and Lord David Frost, to try harder. Sounded back then as if all ideas and imagination on how to square the Brexit trade deal circle had dried up. So what will it be? Both sides asking, are you going to shift your red lines? Both sides saying no and we shake hands and part without a deal? Or yet more instructions from the top to try harder? And the clock keeps ticking. And the nearer we get to the 31st of December without a decision, the harder it will be for exporters and importers to deal with any fallout. Business needs the instructions on how they must operate and the time to implement them. At this rate, they'll get neither. But any disruption caused will not be the fault of Brexit itself, but of the politicians involved. The UK Chancellor Rishi Sunak is upbeat about the UK's future in all scenarios though, telling the BBC yesterday that, "I think we're making progress in the talks and I remain hopeful that we can reach resolution. I think we're being entirely reasonable with our requests and have been consistent and transparent throughout this process about what's important to us, but we will prosper in any eventuality." Well, it should be made easier to prosper by taking a position now and running with it. But I think looking to appear strong while looking to appear to not be the one to walk away first is shackling both parties to the negotiating table for far too long. But in doing so, it also takes them down a cul-de-sac of brown stuff or bust. And that means both sides glowering at each other over their red lines right up to the 1st of January, in the hope that the other side will crack. If that's the case, our MPs and Lords had better be ready to keep sitting right the way through what's left of the 2020 festive season, because there will probably be too few sitting days left to deal with the required legislation otherwise. Either that, or they've already agreed on everything and this is all being played out for public consumption. And if that's the case, there's obviously bad news on the way for Brexiteers. Because as I explained in a video earlier today, any deal will be a compromise of red lines, and as the UK red lines are all based on retaining our sovereignty, a deal would compromise the UK as an entity. It would all amount to how much and in what areas, as well as the calculations going on in the mind of Boris Johnson as to how much support he would lose in the process. But as he's already lost shed loads of support over his handling of the pandemic, whether any criticism is justified or not, then he might decide that getting Brexit done properly is his only route out. Let's hope so. There is also the matter of fishing rights to consider. The UK has so far insisted on taking back full control and had even offered the EU some sort of 3-year transition to help them acclimatise to the new arrangement, but that was rejected. Instead, the EU has come up with its own idea to insert a clause that allows them to come back at the UK for another bite of the cherry in 10 years' time if they don't like how we run our fishing waters. Bit of a cheek, eh? The EU always wants everything, doesn't it? Anyway, if you want to hear more from me, please don't forget to subscribe and also press that little bell, or you won't get any notifications. And if you want to see more of me, buy a mug with my mug on it by following the link in the descriptions box below and support me on Patreon or PayPal. So what do you think about all of this? Please share and comment, and thank you for watching. Please do like and share this video, and also subscribe to my channel. And when subscribing, please do remember to press on the little bell next to the subscribe button. That way you'll get an alert every single time I put up a new video. And thank you very much for watching.